everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Lisa. I am I guess, pro bodybuilder, natural pro, in my first off season. And I don't know, if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. And if you want to know more, just watch the shit, right? Okay. So I'm in my first off season, and it's going. So my last video was right after Thanksgiving, and now it is just after Christmas. Christmas was like 3 days ago, and I realized I haven't updated you guys on anything. So we're gonna have a little sit down update. Where do I start? So the last video I talked about how I had been getting uncomfortable with my weight gain and was having trouble mentally with that, and yeah. So the off season, like, obviously you can't stay stage lean, right? And I knew that, and I still know that, and I'm not expecting to be looking like that, but I feel like the first 4 months post-show went relatively well. I was still feeling good about things and getting used to eating a little bit more and stuff like that, but and all my hormones were coming back in a decent spot. And then it just sort of felt like I didn't know what, me and my coach, we didn't really know what happened. It seemed like even on the same activity level, the same macros I had been on since August, all of a sudden I was gaining weight, and I'm not fucking around. I'm not eating like an asshole. I still log, and I still track, and I still weigh. So I was very, very frustrated. I still am very frustrated that I was doing all of the things, but somehow being like punished in a way, and it wasn't making any sense. And then my weight started to jump in like 2 to 4 pound increments, and I think I had said I was like 30 pounds up from my stage weight. Now we're 35 pounds up from stage weight, and it doesn't feel good. Hang on a sec. Oh wait. Yeah. So there's that. But then, like, okay, so it wasn't just, I'm just gonna tell you. So I got blood work done. I was due for my annual with my normal endocrinologist, and he does like really like not even a full thyroid panel. He just touched like TSH and T4. So I got that test, and they were both like almost undetectable, which doesn't make sense because I'm on 2 thyroid medications and I'm taking them regularly. Like, he literally asked me if I was still taking my medication, and I'm like, yeah, like every day, and the one of them I have to take twice a day. And he's like, well, like, normally, he says, you know, I just trying to figure this out. He was asking me a bunch of questions because they're normally not both low at the same time. Usually if one is high, the other's low, and vice versa. And so he was asking me a bunch of questions, and he was like, well, he's like, so anything else been going on? Have you been sick recently or anything like that? And I was like, well, I had COVID in October, and like, this is when I saw him in beginning of December. I said I had COVID in October, but like, it's gone. Obviously, it was a while ago. And he's like, oh, okay. So he's like, either you have a pituitary tumor, which is incredibly rare, and you would probably have other side effects, or you have basically a thyroiditis that, I think he called it like silent thyroiditis or something like that. I don't really know, but basically caused by COVID. And if you don't remember, you know, if you're newer here, I have Hashimoto's thyroiditis, which is like an autoimmune Hashimoto's. So I already deal with that, but basically what he said is, and actually when I had COVID, it was pretty rough. I know that this like newer variant isn't supposed to be that bad for a lot of people. I had it pretty bad. It knocked me on my ass. It was rough. So yeah, it apparently caused a bunch of issues with my thyroid, where initially it spilled a bunch of thyroid hormone, which temporarily makes you like hyperthyroid, which explains why I had some weight loss like shortly after COVID. But then after that immediate spill and being hyper, then you flip over to hypo. And that's where I'm at now. So basically, I am not making any thyroid stimulating hormone. And even though I am taking thyroid stimulating hormone, it's not being converted, or I don't know, it's not being utilized properly. And yeah, the shitty thing is that there's literally nothing they can do. We have to wait it out. So he said it can last 2 to 6 months on average. So here I am thinking I'm doing, I don't know. It's just so frustrating because like this is my lifestyle, and like I have a business related to fitness and nutrition, and I'm gaining weight like a runaway train, and it feels icky, not just like physically, but then I almost feel like a fraud because to people who don't know what's going on, it looks like I don't practice what I preach. And I know I shouldn't care what other people think, but let's be real, we do to a certain degree. And like I work really hard I don't skip my workouts, I don't miss my targets, I don't fuck around with my macros. I do what I'm told, and I do it consistently, and no matter how hard I try, I can't do anything about this. And that sucks because going through my whole like health journey and stuff like that, it really was very empowering to feel like I could make an impact on how I felt and how I looked and stuff like that. But in this particular scenario, zero control, zero impact, and I don't do well with no control. So yeah, I see my functional medicine doctor for a telehealth visit mid-January, and I did her labs because she orders a much more comprehensive set of labs, and the same things came back, but then also my cortisol was high, and some other things. So I'm waiting to hear what she has to say about that. The cortisol being high makes sense if this is my body's reaction to COVID. So, but I would think it would be cleared up by now. So I don't know. The interesting thing is everything, like, because even my parents had asked, like, is this related to what you did with your contest prep? And I'm like, no, it's not, because we tested my hormones before, during, and after multiple times, and they were all pretty well regulated. The only difference since then has been I got COVID and now they're weird. And apparently this is a thing that's out there. So yeah, they basically said we can't do anything because they could change my dosages, but it's not going to matter if I'm not doing anything with it. So we have to wait it out. Like, your body eventually is supposed to self-regulate, and I hope that's the case. But I know some people have longer term effects from COVID, and I hope that this is not it, because I don't know how I would handle it, quite honestly. So yeah, I am the heaviest I have weighed since at some point when I was pregnant. I have never weighed this much in my normal adult life. And I know I'm really transparent with you guys, but I am not okay with posting progress pictures in a bikini and I'm just not. I'm just not. Sorry, not sorry. So yeah, there's that, and I'm having like a lot of the hypothyroid issues. Like, the weight gain isn't all like fat gain. It's, I don't know how else to describe it, but like fluffy. Like you're retaining water, but I've even tried diuretics and nothing happens because it's like your tissue, it's inflammation, right? So like a diuretic isn't going to help with inflammation. I've tried that, but it makes like your hands tight because they're swollen. I'm having some tendon issues in like my wrist and my foot, almost like tendonitis. Your eyeballs feel swollen, your face feels swollen, and like your eyeballs get really dry. And you get really sleepy, which, check, I'm already like that normally, but it's worse. So I'm just like, ugh, I want it to peak, because then at least I know, like, okay, we reached the worst it's gonna be, and we're on the backside of it. But I feel like every week or every couple of days I feel another symptom of this, and I just want to know that we've peaked, and I don't think we're there yet. So what my coach and I did was, in this weird like month where we have to sort of wait to see what the functional doctor says, is we restarted my hormone optimizer supplement that, you know, I can't change how my adrenals and my thyroid are reacting to things and stuff like that, but it worked well in prep. Basically, it's a supplement that supports optimal function of what you have. So I restarted that, making sure I'm getting, you know, anti-inflammatory foods in, doing whatever I can with my lifestyle to try to have less stress. But when you work in healthcare and it's December, that doesn't always work out so well. Yeah. So that's that. I will say the good thing is my workouts are still going well. None of this has affected like my strength or anything, so I can still go hard in my workouts. I'm hoping a positive to this is that I have enough fuel to like build muscle with my workouts, because I am keeping my intensity up. I'm really pushing it. We did adjust my calories down. I'm at like 1,800. So we took off about 300 calories in the past 10 days or so. And I've at least stabilized with my weight and it hasn't gone up. So that's at least what we can do. You know, we don't want me in a deficit, because that will only stress out my hormones even more. But we wanted to not be gaining so that we're not creating a worse battle to try and pull this off. So what we will do is, when I get the okay from the doctor, is do like a mini cut, like an off-season mini cut. It's nowhere near as intense as prep, but to get me back to like a more reasonable level. And I guess that's the only thing that's like keeping me from freaking the fuck out, is that I know this is temporary, so I'm just trying to like almost ignore it, I guess, but just like put it off to like, okay, I'm doing my weight, I did my whatever, but I'm trying to ignore and not really think about it, and just know like this is just temporary. Like you just keep putting one day after another, and we'll get to the other side of this. So hold on. Okay, change of location. Sorry, I was at work and waiting for things to finish up, and now you're gonna join me on my drive home. So, where was I? Oh, yeah, so we're gonna plan an off-season mini cut to get back to just a more reasonable weight. So maybe pull like 10 to 15 pounds off, which would be about 18 pounds above stage weight, you know, somewhere in there. I will feel better. Plus, like, it's still small enough to where you can see, like, if you're making progress building muscle in certain areas, because if there's too much fat, you're not going to see what's behind the curtain. You're not going to see if you've overbuilt a certain area or haven't built an area that you thought you were, just because, like, oh, your sports bras are fitting tighter, so your lats got bigger. Did they? Or is it just, like, some more body fat? So, you know what I mean? Anyway, so that's the plan. I'm just having a fucking hard time with it. But this is what I will say. So, like, I don't know if any of you guys have coaches or whatever, or if you do your own thing, or this is just fucking entertainment for you. I don't know. But, like, I'm still checking in. I'm still doing the things. I'm not giving up. So, like, when I'm up 4 pounds the next day, I still do my check-in. If I underate my macros slightly, because I've had a couple days like that, because you know, it just happens sometimes, I still include that in my check-in. If I happen to overeat, you know, if I went out to eat or whatever, or I'm not entirely sure, I log it with my best guess and just let him know, hey, like, dinner this day was out. I guesstimate it. But I still show him what I ate, because if I don't give my coach that information, how does he know how to help me? How does he know that I'm not fucking around and we don't need to just have a conversation about, like, just dialing your shit in a little bit more? He doesn't know that if I'm not giving him this information. But because I did have all that information and I was communicating with him and I was still staying on track, we were able to identify that we needed to make some adjustments to work, and it was also able to identify that, like, hey, something else might be going on here, because this doesn't add up. So if you're choosing to not log things because you're not sure, or if you're choosing to not log things because you ate out, if you're choosing to sort of fudge things or not log something because it was only a bite or any of that crap, like, you're not helping yourself. You're also not helping your coach help you either. Like, it's not the end of the world if you had a cookie, but it's more detrimental if you don't account for that cookie, I guess. And this isn't about, like, obsessing and stuff like that, but it's just, if you have particular physique goals and you're not being truthful to yourself or your coach, but then getting mad if something's not working, like, who should you really be mad at? You know? Like, if I was fucking around, then I would know I just need to be mad at myself, and I know how to get myself in order. You know? Hey, I'm the easiest thing to get in order because I'm in control of me. This situation, I am doing all the things, I am in control of me, and it's still not working. And that can be very demotivating. But for me, my motivation at this point is mitigating how bad this is. Like, if I don't follow my targets, this could be far worse. If I don't do my workouts, this could get far worse. If I'm not staying regimented, what, you know, couple of pounds, it's a little more than a couple, but the pounds I am up now could double or triple if I don't keep myself regimented here and have discipline here. It would be very easy to be like, well, it doesn't matter what I do, my thyroid's messed up and I'm just going to do what I want because it doesn't matter anyway. That would be very easy to do. But I'm also fully aware that if that happened and this weight gain and symptoms continue to get worse, how would I know if it continued to get worse because of my actions or if the issue was getting worse? I wouldn't. Right? So, like, you have to fight the fight. When did this turn into a TED Talk? But, like, you have to fight the fight, right? So you can't expect to not be, I don't know what my fuck. What's my point? I guess it's just like you need to have your own house in order before you can assess if something is not working, or you can't expect to get results for the work that you don't do. I don't know, some shit like that. But I guess my point is, like, we all have stuff that goes on. We all have things that are out of our control. You know, mine is thyroid stuff. Someone else's is someone else's, you know. They may have gluten intolerance. They may have dairy intolerance. Who knows? I don't know. But the point being is we don't have to just accept that and just be like, well, because of this, this is where I'm stuck at. That I have to accept not feeling well because of this. I have to accept not looking how I want to because of, like, you don't have to accept things. There are some things that you can't control, 100% for sure. It is what it is. But the entire reason I started my health and fitness journey was because I have some stuff that is potentially hereditary that is not super great. And I don't have control over that. But what I do have control over is minimizing the impact of whatever my hereditary situation is going to create for me. Minimizing the impact. Then I know that if I don't feel well or something isn't going well or, you know, whatever it is, at least I know that I did everything I could to make it the best it could be for whatever circumstances I'm in. And I think that's what I wish for, you know, my clients or anybody else who, you know, just sort of struggles with shit. I don't know the word. Who just struggles, is that you can't always get the exact results you want, or you can't always undo something that's not in your control, or avoid something that is in your DNA, or whatever it is. But you can control how you respond to things. You can control the choices that you make. You can control what you put in your body, and you can control what you do or don't do with your body. And, you know, everyone has a different deck of cards that they are dealt in this life. But I want to be able to know that I did everything I could to live the fullest, happiest life possible. So while some people may be like, oh my God, she obsesses over this stuff, I have to do these things for me to know that I made the best of whatever hand I was dealt. And these things allow me to do that. I don't know if that sits with anyone. If it does, shove a comment in there. Let me know your thoughts. Or did I piss you off? I could have. I don't know. I didn't mean to, but maybe I did. That's all I got, though. Make sure you subscribe, and I will try to keep you guys more updated. Okay, bye.
Okay, I didn't want to end the video like that. So, a couple updates. So I am actually trying to commit this year to recovery and taking care of my body that I'm pushing really hard with my workouts and everything. So I'm trying to get on a schedule where I alternate between seeing my chiropractor, seeing my fascia stretching therapist, and then I got a brand new, very good deep tissue massage person who actually, it's not like the relaxing, just a rub down kind of massage. Like, I told him, I was like, I don't need that. I need someone to get in there and get some things going, you know? And he delivered. Like, I've gone to him twice. The first time was just like he was trying to figure out, you know, where my tight areas were and stuff like that. And I know I've talked about so many times over the past almost year how much like this right side and the lats and everything has really been bothering me. We actually think, because I'm feeling it when I breathe, we actually think it's my intercostal muscles, which are those muscles between your ribs. So this last time that I saw him, he literally was like digging his fingers in between my ribs, which sounds terrible, and it kind of was, but also amazing. And then he actually did cupping over it. And the cupping felt pretty terrible, but afterwards I didn't have that tightness feeling. Is literally like it suction cupped those muscles to pull out instead of being tight. And like the first time in a while, I was able to take a deep breath without feeling that crunch, basically. So like when I left, it felt so much better. And then I slept. And then the next day, I felt like I got hit by a truck. It's no joke, like full rest day on the couch kind of thing. I will pop the pictures in here because I bruised like crazy. Like you can obviously see the circles from the cupping, which is pretty normal, but then you can see like a shading back here that's just all, yeah. So I'm actually kind of excited about that because I think once I stopped feeling like I got hit by a truck, actually felt better. So I'm going to try and stay on top of that so we can get over the hump with this issue and then hopefully prevent it. Yeah, so working on that. And so if you clicked on this video because you saw the title, your girl now has 3 gym memberships. I know. Like, why? Right? Oh, and don't forget, I have a pretty well put together gym in my basement too. So like, why? Okay. One of them is my CrossFit membership, which is just a totally different thing. And like, that's my home base, so to speak, I guess. So I'm not willing to let go of that one. I still go 1 to 2 times a week. My other one is to Anytime Fitness, and that's where I've been going to do like my bodybuilding workouts, because some of it's free weights, some of it's machines, and like I don't want to do half my work stuff here in my basement that I could do, but then still have to go over there to use the machine, so I just go there for all of it. But then this third one has nothing to do with myself, actually. So they have the YMCA by us actually has a Parisi Speed School attached to it. So if you guys don't know what that is, it's basically for like kids under 18 to work on strength and like performance mobility type of things. And they have like different classes for different skill sets and age groups and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, she's got track season coming up, and she has had a lot of like leg pain over the past couple of years because she's been growing so quickly. Her tendons just can't keep up and stuff like that. So she has a lot of leg pain, and she doesn't want to listen to me on, what I recommend. And I was like, well, if I take you back to the doctor, basically they're probably going to make us do physical therapy, and rather than do physical therapy, let's just get you into a program. Well, she doesn't want to do a program that I have. So I'm taking her to this Parisi school, and they're basically having her do the same stuff that I would have her do. But because it's not mom, we're willing to do it. Anyway, so the person, so you get to go for like a free evaluation, and she doesn't know where her limbs begin and end, like very in that awkwardy days. I'm being quiet because she's upstairs. Anyway, so I think this will help with that. But they told me, they're like, well, if you're a member of the Y, it's $75 a month. But if you're not a member, it's $150. Because I'm like, oh, $75 a month is pretty good. They're like, yeah, if you're not a member, it's $150. I'm like, well, we're not members. And she's like, if you join with a family plan to the Y and you do this at the $75 at the member price, you'll save $12 than if you just paid as a non-member. So of course I want to save $12 because I'm petty like that. So, and then I was like, well, because it's on the same building, I'm like, and it's in the evenings, and I usually work out in the morning, so I'm thinking like, okay, I can get her started in class, and then I can go walk on the treadmill, or they have a steam room, they have a sauna, they've got an indoor pool, they have a hot tub. So like they have all these other amenities besides just like the gym. It's actually pretty huge. So I figured I would maybe be able to focus on some recovery things, or just go and like do some mobility. It might force me to. So yeah, we now have 3 gym memberships because I'll pop a picture in. So the first day she went, I was in the cardio theater, which overlooks the gym. So I took a quick like visual of it. Like I said, it's pretty big, but I don't want to be that weirdo who's like filming people in the locker room because that's like wrong. So like the sauna and the steam room and stuff like that are all like attached to the locker room, and I don't want to be weird because that's weird. So anyway, but it's pretty cool. They have a bunch, they do like group classes, they have the weights area, they have a track area that goes around like a whole bunch of courts where they play volleyball, basketball, stuff like that. They have a gymnastics area for the kids, like a bunch of dance rooms. It's pretty cool, I gotta be honest, like, but it's like 8 minutes away, and all my other stuff is like 4 minutes away, so double my commute, which is ridiculous. But yeah, so that's why I have a third gym membership, not because I really need one by any means, but if I'm going to save $12, then I'm going to save $12. And then all 4 people in my family can go there. And they even have some things like a ping pong table area for like the teenagers and stuff like that. So, you know, and they could go swimming in the indoor pool because they have like the swimming lanes, and then there's just like an open swim area, so they can just go goof around or something. So because my son, who's a swimmer, doesn't spend enough time in a pool, he probably will end up going swimming there. But anyway, that's the deal. My appointment with my functional medicine doctor is in 2 days, so I'm going to try to give you guys an update after that to see what she says about what we're going to do with my thyroid situation. So I'm definitely feeling it, man. I don't know that we can do anything, but we'll see what she says. And we're going to have to wait till I'm in a good or better hormonal state and before we can do a mini cut. So my coach said, like, I'm far enough from when we were on stage to where I can do a mini cut, but given what's going on with my thyroid, we want to make sure that we don't start that until it's appropriate. So we're waiting to see what she says for my appointment on Thursday, and if she gives us the go-ahead, we can start a mini cut, or she may say we have to wait until I do my labs again in February. So I'm okay with being above stage weight. I'm just to the point where I'm very uncomfortable, and it's not an uncomfortable sort of like reasonable way. Like, I don't feel like it's reasonable, but I'm sure that's just me, and it looks probably perfectly fine to somebody else, but I'm crazy. So anyway, thanks for watching. If you stick with me this long, I appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe, comment. The more you guys interact with the page, the more it gets recommended to other people who may be interested in info. And I have a lot of things I need to deliver to you guys because I know I wanted to be far enough out from when I was on stage to kind of do some, you know, things like the top things I learned in my first bodybuilding season, do's and don'ts, all that stuff. So if you guys have any topics you want me to cover, let me know and I will add it into the list. But happy 2024, and don't forget, oh, that's right. Don't forget, if you are on a fitness journey, maybe you're already on one, maybe you're just starting one, make sure you have a plan. Make sure you have a plan. If you don't plan to succeed, you plan to fail, right? So obviously I do coaching. If you're not ready to use a coach and you want to go it on your own, because that was me. I was like, I don't need a coach. I can do it if someone just tells me what to do. Got you too. I have programs that are pre-made for workouts and some recommendations on nutrition and things like that. And if you are someone who maybe wants just a little bit of guidance, group coaching would be great for you. Again, you would still get some recommended workouts for that. And of course, there's VIP one-on-one with yours truly for individual coaching. And that requires an application because we want to make sure that we are a good fit. But the link to all of those is below in the notes. And I hope to hear from you guys. Take care and good luck with all your resolutions.